Hello, I'm Father Rick Terry. I'm the director of the Potter's House here located right on North Payne Street in downtown Chillicothe. And I want to introduce you to the Potter's House. So here it is, this studio. We've been here about 5 years, across the street for about 3 years, but this is our home now and we love it. It's just a perfect setting for what we want to do, which is to introduce some folks of all ages to the ceramics world, making things out of clay, either using our hands or throwing, not against the wall, but throwing a hunk of clay on a wheel that spins around and making bowls and mugs and what have you. So this is the entryway, and this is where we have a lot of wares that are made by our students and volunteers. Lots of bowls and mugs mainly. And if you would ever want to learn how to make one of these, it's not that hard to make really fine, wonderful pieces. It takes a while and some experience. But even myself, who knew nothing about clay, I think I might have made some Play-Doh animals in 4th grade, but that was the extent of it. I'm able to throw a hunk of clay on a wheel and bring it up into a bowl or a mug, even myself. And I've made some of these here. I don't know where they might be, but you too could do that in a group setting or by yourself. So where does clay come from? Well, it comes from the earth, obviously, and there's an outfit up in Columbus called the Columbus Clay Company. And we buy these 50-pound boxes of clay, and there's some of the clay is in plastic bags, and you take a hunk of clay, and these are our work tables. And if you're going to be doing some hand building objects, that is working with your hands to mold it and shape it into whatever you're making. Once a piece is made out of clay, we let that dry to the air, and what happens is you'll get a piece like these two here. It comes to be kind of a grayish color and it's hardened, and then what happens then is it's put in a kiln. And these are big ovens that heat the objects to a very high temperature, and then when they come out of the kiln, they're known as bisqueware. It has kind of a whitish pinkish color, and that's called bisque. And then when these objects are cooled off, we come to the glazing station, which is this area right here. See these buckets? It's filled with different colored glazes. For instance, this is a cobalt blue glaze. So what you do is you dip an object into that, and it would not look like this, but after you put this dipped in here in the kiln, once again, it will come out with a beautiful shiny metallic type covering. There's different colors of glazes, and so this is a glazing station. So I'm at the wheel, and here I have a ball of clay. We want to center this hunk of clay in the middle of the wheel. So I'll start off by placing it down there, and it's important to keep it moist and wet. Now to center it, the importance of centering it is, you see it's not centered, it's kind of wobbly right now, so you can feel it, have a sense of feeling to see if it's centered. And I even know of blind potters who are able to, just, it's not by looking at it, it's by feeling it, and you can regulate the speed of it by my accelerator pedal here. And what folks often do is rise up the clay and then push it down to get out all the air holes. It's relatively centered, I think, so you want to push down with your thumb. As you put pressure on certain areas, it forms into a bowl or a mug. Again, you want to keep it moist. I can remember receiving some lessons from Loie very early on, and she was a master teacher. Maybe you've heard of the Yankee Peddler Fair up in outside of Columbus. She had a booth there for many years and would bring a wheel like what you're seeing here and demonstrate for folks. It was a neat thing. Okay, well, nothing super special, but that can be tweaked and made a little bit better. And then you take we don't have it here, a little wire, remove it, place it aside and let that dry for, oh gosh, 3, 4, 5 days. And then it's put in the kiln. And then it's taken out of the kiln, glazed, put in the kiln again, and then you have a finished product. So that ends our little presentation and walkthrough, and thank you for joining me and the opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about the Potter's House. There's a Facebook page entitled The Potter's House Chillicothe. You can find out much more about the Potter's House there. It's hours and any project and lessons that are being planned, or you can just walk in, 67 North Paine Street. The hours are somewhat limited now because of the virus situation, but when things open up, and I hope slowly soon, the doors will be open much more than they are presently. So thanks again, and have a good day.